What's going on? So, back at it again with another video. I'm not even gonna call these motivational videos anymore because I feel like it's just information people should have on deck and people should just talk about it. That's all I can really say. Is just talk about it and just let the information like just flow. But it might not be stuff that you use right now, but you might use in some time. So the first thing was entitlement. So a lot of people, they always like get defensive when they're told that they're entitled. And it was something that I wasn't aware of until like later on, like around like my second year of college, when I started realizing that there's a lot of stuff that people do, that we do, that are entitled things, and we don't really like understand the line between feeling entitled and having self-respect. And to me, I started noticing it because somebody asked me one day, they said, like, what do you do that is outside yourself? Like, what do you do that benefits other people besides you? And ever since then, that's why I started like making these videos. And that was the one thing, just one thing that I did that where I could go to bed at night and feel like I did something that helped somebody else. And even if it didn't like help them directly, just knowing that I did something completely for other people, that gave me the sense of like just feeling good about myself. And that's why it goes back to like people always saying like a good way to feel good is to do stuff for others. So um yeah, that was something that I did. And that's something that you should just also ask yourself, like, what did I do today? Or what's something that I'm doing like that I'm constantly working on that is helping other people? So for me, my thing is videos. For some other people that I know, like one of the fraternities at my school, they do community service twice a week. I think they do it, or if not twice a week, like sometime throughout the semester. But the point is that you're always doing something like outside of yourself, at least sometime. But I like to do it daily because you can track what you're doing and you get to see the progress over time. And I don't even spend that long making these videos. Like usually some of them are like maybe 7 to 8 minutes. But the point is that you want to do one thing that benefits other people besides you. And that's where the whole entitlement thing comes in, where people, they always say like I work really hard, but it's not even about working hard. It's just that you start noticing more about yourself and more about like the meaning towards like existence and stuff when you do stuff for other people. And it really is the gift that keeps on giving because everybody's helping contribute to society in one way or another. So the second little piece of thing I guess we can talk about would be the whole self, what did I write? I don't even know what I wrote. Um okay, the self-belief lie. So basically the self-belief lie is that you have to like pretty much like believe in yourself to accomplish something. And I figured out this was a lie when I started working out because honestly, even like almost until like last winter, like I worked out for like a whole year and a half, and not once during those workouts did I truly believe in myself that I could even do something as simple as lifting the weight. And that's the core of the workout, is you need to be able to lift the weight and get the muscular connection and like feel something and move the weight like around your body if you're doing an overhead press or if you're like benching. And the point of that, and what I learned from it, is that you just need to be moving. There just needs to be some type of like movement, some type of action. And I noticed that matters more than just saying I believe in myself. And some people, like, that's the first thing they jump on. They're like, yeah, I believe in myself, so that's all that matters. But a lot of the times they don't have the action. So that's why I say that the action is more important. That you can go out and do stuff, but what's more important is that you're actually doing it versus having the belief. And even like towards starting to make fitness videos and starting my fitness channel and page on Instagram and other social media sites, just like not really feeling confident about it, but still doing it anyway. And eventually I started like bringing in more people started watching the videos, and little by little the channel started growing, and we're still growing. So that's happening. So yeah, the self-belief lie, I think that what you need to just take from this is that, you always need to be moving. Like, don't focus so much on waiting until you believe in yourself to do something. Just do it. Just go out and move, because you'll see a result from that versus just waiting to get the whole feeling of motivation and wanting to believe in yourself and feeling that you believe in yourself. And then that goes into three. So this is going to be more of a solution. So number three is mental grounding. So that goes into like how you actually apply number two, which was like changing your life. So you find one thing, not number two, sorry, it goes back into number one, which was the entitlement thing of doing something to help other people. So mental grounding, that's number three. So mental grounding is basically that's like the foundation of meditation. So some people they don't like to meditate. I don't know why. But yeah, they don't like to meditate. So and I kind of thought it was weird until like one day when I was in religion class back in high school, we did it, and then ever since like after that, I started to really get into it. And I thought it was kind of cool. And it's short, and that's another topic that we're gonna talk about later in the future. But we would do it, and after like I would have the little meditation thing in class, like as a group, I would feel like a lot more calm and like I could focus. But the point of it is that mental grounding, it helps you pretty much like just like wash out your mind in a way. So like basically what mental grounding to me is you do one thing and you focus on that one thing for a set amount of time. So I use working out as my mental grounding, and people wonder like, you're already big or fit, like why do you work out? For me it's for the grounding. So I set out I want to say maybe 35 minutes because yeah, usually that's how long my workouts are now because I don't work out as long as I used to. So about 35 minutes, and you're just focusing on working out because it is kind of hard to work out and your mind is in another space and you're focusing on other things. So that is pretty much my mental clarity. Beforehand, it forces you to like completely just like shut out whatever else you're thinking about, and then you can think about it later. But that's why after a workout you feel better because you spent like almost an hour like really just not having thoughts running all over the place and you focused on one thing. So that's why a lot of people like monks and people who meditate and a lot of spiritual people, they tend to have more mental clarity because when they meditate, they're doing the same thing that I'm doing when I'm working out. They're not thinking about other stuff. They're just focusing on one thing. So be it the breath from when you're meditating and you're focusing on your breathing, or like me, you're focusing on the weight that you're using. So I would suggest, you do one thing a day if you can, or if not, then do it 3 times a week. But I would suggest doing it 1 time a day for at least a minimum of maybe 15 minutes. So it could be meditation, or it could be working out, or just something where you're focusing on that one thing for a set amount of time. And you'll see the benefits, but just try it and see before you decide on whether it works or not. So after that, we go into number 4. Since I didn't want to make this video super long like the last couple, the last thing is just understanding that anything is possible. That was the biggest lesson probably last summer that I learned, that I came from being like 120 pounds and just being really small, and yeah, just growing from there, and like to the point where like I really had to lose weight because I didn't feel comfortable having that much muscle on me physically, and it just after a while I'm like, oh, like this is it, like I don't really want any more. But the point is that anything is possible if you really put in the time and you really just focus on the action versus believing in yourself. And that's really it. That's all I can say is that I would just like be constantly eating and working out and just doing it even when I didn't want to, like just constantly eating and just eating and eating, and even though like it would hurt and it would be annoying, but just focusing on the end goal and just taking it day by day. And before I knew it, I was like, okay, I need to lose weight because this is too much, like it's annoying. But that's the overall goal, and that's what I want people to take away from this. I want people to understand that like, yeah, you really just have to understand that anything is really possible. But if you really zero in on it, and I'll make a video on that too, but you really have to zero in on a goal because people have way too many different goals and stuff going on. They're like, I want to lose weight, I want to manage my finances, I want to do all these different things. But I mean, it's possible to do a lot of them like together, but if you're really trying to get your life together, do one at one time. And that happened to me too, because I didn't start with the whole like business thing until later when I established myself working out. And yeah, in a nutshell, like I didn't do it all together. I didn't say, let's work out for the first time and create a YouTube channel and learn about foreign trading and learn how to market myself. I didn't do all those 4 things at one time. I did them one by one, and then you master the skills. So the point is that you need to stick with one thing. Don't be just bouncing all over the place. Stick with one goal. in terms of like results, I would say just like really just keep working at it until you see some type of result, but don't like lean on the result. Just make it a habit first until you can add in other stuff. But you need to zero in on one thing, and that's the problem, that people have way too many goals, and you need to just focus on one thing at a time. So that's all I got for today. We're gonna be making more videos on like meditation and spirituality coming up. So yeah, that's really all I got. So like and subscribe for more.